Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I am back with a quick video. So it's only 7 pages left of chapter 11. So I'm going to just read this chapter, the rest of this chapter. And then tomorrow I will read either the whole chapter or chapter 12, depending on how many pages it is, or half of it, part one of it. So we're going to start. Thank you again for supporting me and viewing my videos and sharing it if you are able to. Thank you for the support. I'm going to keep this ball rolling. Despite Oompa Loompas' attempts to make trouble between us and increased pressure that came with being more successful, Selena and I were more in love than ever. We worked as a team, whether we were taking care of our dogs or our house. In everything we did, I tried to follow the advice a friend gave me before I got married. I don't think a relationship can ever work if each person gives just 50%. I think I read this part, but I'm going to just read it again. He said, "Why not?" I said, puzzled. "That sounds fair to me." He shook his head. "No, the real way to think about marriage is that you have to give each one 100%. Selena and I both gave 100% to each other. We never kept score the way some couples we knew did. And you did this and I did that. I'm going to do this kind of tally. We had no pet peeves with each other. We were best of friends. For instance, in the same way that Selena had always dreamed about opening her own fashion boutiques, she knew that my goal since high school had been to become a songwriter who produced music on my own. Even though Selena had been adamant about me staying with Los Dinos so that I can be on the road with her, she did everything she could to support me in reaching this goal. Which I'm confused. If she supported him of reaching his goal to be a songwriter, how is unless she's allowing ABCDFG to let Chris write some of her songs. That's the only thing I can think about, because I don't know. But let's read on. By the time Selena opened her boutiques, Dictator had started to manage different bands through Q Productions. When he found a rock band in Corpus that he wanted to take on, he asked me if I'd like to write some songs for him. Okay, that answers my question. The idea didn't sound appealing to me. If I wanted to form a rock band or even write music for one, it wouldn't have been these particular musicians. But I decided to do it because I wanted to help Dictator, and maybe I would learn something in the process. One day, the singer of this band came over to work on a song I'd written with lyrics by Ricky. Selena was there wearing one of the bandanas she always used to tie up her hair when she was dusting and vacuuming at home. She cleaned the house while this singer and I worked for hours on a song in our home studio. I had no idea that Selena was actively listening as I kept trying to teach the guy to do the song a certain way, putting emphasis here or there on the lyrics and hitting certain notes. But he just couldn't get it. He never really understood what I meant. Finally, frustrated, I told him we were through for the day. "Let's just pick this up tomorrow," I said. The second I walked him out the door, Selena was standing right beside me. "Babe, how did you not lose your mind with that guy, going over that song and over again?" she said. I laughed. "Not every singer is as good as you are," I said. "I wish they were, but your dad really wants me to do this." "I can sing it," she said. "Let me sing it for you." I thought she was joking. "Why would you want to sing that?" "I know what you want," she said, "and I was listening to you this whole time." "The whole time?" I asked in disbelief. "Yes, the whole time, and I wanted to sing that song. I like what you wrote," she said. "Please, can I sing it?" I felt awkward, truthfully. Here was the superstar Selena, who just happened to be my wife, and she wanted to sing my demo. On the other hand, I couldn't resist hearing what she could do with my song. "You know what?" I said. "Let's go." We both put on headphones, and I turned my back as I started the machines on the mixing board. As soon as the music started, she said, "Okay, I'm going to sing it." And she did. Selena nailed that song the first time through, from beginning to end, exactly the way I've been describing it to the other singer. At the end of the song, she added even more to it. I was in shock. How was it possible that I could be so lucky? Selena had been supportive enough to stick around to see how this song would turn out. And then she took that song from 0 to 100 in about 1 second. The fact that Selena would sing my demo with the same kind of heart and talent she put into singing any song our band did meant a lot to me. That recording was a source of comfort to me for a long time. After Selena was murdered, because it was something of hers that I could hold on to as my very own. Wow, so I guess the song that she demoed for him, he kept to himself. He never put it out, and that's his treasure for him as comfort. Okay. I wonder what that song was. I thought, to be honest, I thought it was "Ya Know," because I know he wrote that song for her with Los Dinos, or he at least wrote the maybe not the actual lyrics, but I know he wrote. Maybe he did. I think he did, but I know he wrote or orchestrated or conducted the guitar version part of it. But I really think he wrote that song because it was a rock based song, and I remember him saying that he either wrote it or he produced it, and that was like his first song that he produced and wrote for Los Dinos. Because there is like a short video of her rehearsing that song, and he was there like making sure that everything was going smoothly. But I don't know. I think that's he did. I think I heard him say that. But yeah. On to the reading. For our second wedding anniversary, I decided that the gift Selena needed more than anything else was a romantic getaway, a retreat from music, the fashion boutiques, housework, and even the dogs. I wanted to take her somewhere beautiful, a place we had never been before, a location far enough from her family and work that Selena and I can just be together and completely relax. We had taken that trip to Acapulco at the start of our relationship, of course, but even that had been in the company of her brother and her sister. This was going to be our trip alone. After talking to a few people, I decided on Ocho Rios, Jamaica. This was the first time I had ever planned a trip on such a grand scale. So I had a travel agent help me choose a resort and make the arrangements. I then hid the package with the tickets and brochures in my bedside table underneath some of other reading materials, praying that Selena wouldn't look there. I had expected to meet some resistance from Selena's family. To my surprise, though, when I told them the plan, even Dictator didn't even say anything negative. They kept my secret too. So Selena was shocked when we arrived in the San Antonio airport after a concert, and I told her we weren't going home with the rest of the family because we had a connecting flight to Miami. Selena was all excited, thinking that Miami would be our final destination. She loved to shop in Miami. All I had told her in advance was that she was going to need a bathing suit because we were going somewhere tropical. I can't remember now what it was, but Selena said something to me as we were boarding a flight to Miami. That made me say, "What are you talking about? You don't do that in Jamaica." Selena started jumping up and down and laughing. I got you to tell me. I got you to tell me. I got you to tell me, she teased. Just for that little trick, maybe I ought to take you home, I said. No, come on, tell me. Are we really going to Jamaica all by ourselves? She said. We are, I told her, and she put her arm around me. I might have felt worse about Selena guessing our destination, except that I had another surprise for her as well. A ring that I've had made by a jeweler named Friend back in San Antonio. It was just a simple white gold band, but I had the jeweler add a few rows of small diamonds. I was quite sure that Selena would love that bit of flash combined with the ring's simple elegance. Once we landed in Jamaica, I started having doubts about my choice because outside the airport shuttle windows, the scenery looked so much like many other smaller towns in Mexico we already visit. It was dark because there were no street lights, and I was growing increasingly nervous. How much could I trust that travel agent really? but Selena was still having a good time, chattering away and fully enjoying herself. I wasn't going to ruin the moment for her. Besides, the further we got from the airport, the more aware I was of the fact that we were finally alone. All of a sudden, the airport shuttle started slowing down, and I heard the strings of a reggae band through the open windows. So I thought that we must be getting closer to the resort. Then I saw a single light with a bunch of people beneath it. What's going on? Selena asked. It looks like a party. Those people are all dancing. Sure enough, we were still in the middle of nowhere, but these Jamaicans were having a blast beneath the single streetlight of their small town, dancing to reggae music issuing from one speaker and drinking red striped beer out of the brown bottles. They were having such a good time that Selena couldn't resist standing upright in the middle of the shuttle bus and dancing. Sit down, I told her as the bus lurched over yet another pothole in the road. I don't want you to get hurt before we even get to the resort. The bus turned onto another road, a long driveway, and then suddenly we were at the resort. Everything was brightly lit and looked beautiful. I relaxed completely then, knowing that I picked a good place for us after all. I can't wait to check things out, Selena said. Okay, here you go. I started pulling out the brochures I brought with me then and laying them on the bed. Selena said, "Oh man, look at this. Oh, and wow, they've got this too." As she read about everything from horseback riding on the beach to rafting, river rapids nearby, this is paradise. I was laughing, but I was also thinking about how to give Selena the special ring I bought for her for our anniversary gift. Finally, I hit upon the perfect surprise. Whenever Selena went to sleep, she had this funny little habit of sometimes tucking her hand inside her pillowcase. So while she was in the bathroom cleaning up after the trip, I slipped the ring in its little blue box into one of the pillowcases on the right side, the side Selena always slept on. I thought that Selena would want to chill out in the room and take a nap. That way she'd find the ring immediately. Instead, she wanted to go out exploring right away because she was so excited. We had a little argument about it. Really? I said, you want to do all that stuff right now without resting first? I tried not to stare too hard at the lump in the pillowcase. Yeah, I really want to see everything, she said. Finally, I said, okay, whatever you want to do, because of course, the last thing I wanted to do was to ruin our special trip. We went out and I had dinner and some drinks. Then we walked around the resort and checked out the beach at night. It was a clear night and we had a good view of the moon and the stars. We had such a good time that I completely forgot about the ring as we walked on the beach under the moonlight, where we started to talk again about starting a family. I can't believe you did this all for me, Selena said. Things are so perfect. Nobody has ever been as good to me as you are, Chris. That's when it hit me. Bam. I left the ring in the pillowcase. Now I started to sweat, sure that the maids had come in and tidied up the room while we were out and worrying that the ring might have been stolen. I started acting like I was really tired. Yeah, it's been a great night, and this is a beautiful spot, I said with a big yawn. I'm glad you like it. Let's go back into the room and rest, okay? Tomorrow we can try those river rapids or whatever you want to do. We started walking back to the room, then with me trying not to break into a run. To my relief, I could see that the ring was still there. Sure enough, that night, Selena lay on the right side of her bed like she always did. I sat up and I turned the TV on, which Selena never minded as she was going to sleep. All of a sudden, I heard her say, huh? What's this? As she reached her hand into the pillowcase. What's what? I said, grinning down at her beautiful face. Selena pulled the ring box out and opened it. She jumped out of bed and put the ring on her lips, trembling a little bit. Oh, Chris, she said, you didn't. I did. I said, happy anniversary. She started crying, then really sobbing. She climbed back into bed with me, and I held her until she was smiling again. We fell asleep that way, wrapped in each other's arms. That trip to Jamaica only confirmed what I'd always known about Selena. My wife was an adventurous. She wasn't the sort of woman who was going to just lie around the beach if she can go exploring. We could have stayed at our all-inclusive resort and done nothing more than lounge by the pool or dip ourselves in the warm surf, but Selena was determined to make the most of our precious free time together. One of the things she had never tried was riding river rapids. So off we went on a tour that included not only shooting the rapids on a wild green river, but also hiking and climbing up steep rocky trails. Selena was physically fit, not from going to the gym, but because she was always dancing, so she had no trouble on those climbs. I just made sure that I was the one behind her while she was climbing them in her bikini. At one point, we were given the option of taking a shuttle bus home from whatever remote place in the jungle. We were, but Selena and I chose to extend our excursion. We rented a boat almost like a canoe and paddled upriver. It was as if we were the only people in the world, surrounded as we were by tropical plants, insects, and animals we'd never seen before. There were even monkeys in the trees. It was our own special Eden, and whenever things got hectic for us after that, as they were destined to be, given Selena's rapid rise to fame, I will remember the dreamy look on Selena's face in our private paradise. So that is the last chapter of chapter 11. That was the last page of chapter 11. So I will read chapter 12, part 1 tomorrow. Peace.